Seems people enjoy the turbo games of Edric, so I thought I'd go ahead and put together another video like that. So this first game here, I'm playing against Cabbage Dude. I've won the roll and my hand is up top. This is my hand here. And I'll just run through like however many it seems are appropriate. I'm playing Edric and he's playing this Death Keeper guy. So I lead off with Dryad Arbor into Fellows. Oh, right. Total waste of time. Sorry. I guess I forgot that he had conceded there, so let's try this other guy here. I guess my deck was too shiny. I get that sometimes, but I just see it as like noob defense, because people who are going to cry about that are not people I want to be playing anyway. That shouldn't matter. It doesn't affect the power level of the cards. Anyway, game 2. So, I'm playing against Grand Arbiter, piloted by Ryan Davidson, and I have won the roll. So I lead off with Boreal Druid, and I have a completely sick hand here. I don't know if you see it. Here it comes. Turn 2 Oracle, into land from hand, Curse Catcher. Nasty play. So my opponent has a talisman, I can't Curse Catch that. Only instants or sorceries, which is fine. So in this turn I go ahead and just cast Edric with the Tomb up, hoping to draw a little bit of well, thinking that playing the GTA would be more important than drawing an extra card off the Boreal Druid, and hoping to hit a land here at some point. No land, so Oracle doesn't do anything for me yet. So he plays Lantern. And then copies my GTA. Maybe not realizing that the disenchant trick by copying legendary cards no longer works. I don't know. So I finally hit a freebie land off of Oracle. Get in for some cards. Since he hasn't played his commander, I don't bother equipping the GTA. And I draw 1, 2. There's a land. 3, 4, and there's a land. So I play the land off Oracle and then pitch the other land I drew to Mox Diamond. Cast Soul Ring. Pod. Check this out. Now if you've been counting, Soul Ring's 1, Mox Diamond's 2, Pod is 3, and Merchant Scroll's number 4. And Merchant Scroll 4. I was going to get forcible, but it gives up. Totally loving Arraya. Thank you, Brian Weissman, for telling me to put that in here. So, next game was against One Punch, playing Riku with 2 Reflections. And here's my hand down at the bottom. So, or excuse me, yeah, my hand's at the bottom, but my game's at the top. So I kept a really slow hand, and the only reason I kept it was because I had Simic Growth Chamber and a Winter Orb, and my opponent just taps out for me. So I'm able to Oracle ramp again, and then get down another land, and play my elves. He kills my Simic Growth Chamber, which is great. I mean, you know, for him. But it sets him back 4 mana, which is great for me. So I hit with Edric, and suddenly we'll find a second land to go with the Oracle. There's one. I get a free wasteland off the top. So he sacks this guy right up front. Now I need to do is find myself some more land. So I swing in, drawing a couple more cards, and none of the next 3 are lands, so just play my Druid. Discard Deranged Hermit and Glenarendra because they're slow, and my hand is fast. And I have Witness if I want to get one of those cards back. But it gives up. So let's see. That was against One Punch Roll. So here's a game against Francois 911. And this guy was being a real jerk. He was AFKing at the end of games. And so, like, in a fit of pike, or is it peak? Rather, I started a number of games against him. Like 3 of them all at once. First, I basically, every time he started a new game, I joined it until he was kind of forced to play it, and then I beat him in all of them. I think he beat me in like the 4th game when I drew no land for like ever, and I've never really actually played it, but I'll just run through these games. You can see how long he had me sitting here. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess he didn't actually play that one. But I'm certain that he played at least one of them. And you can see I've added him to my block list for being a jerk. This is last night, so my memory's a little bit sketchy. Ah, yeah. So he was his Azusa deck, his Azusa Lost But Sucking deck. The only way Azusa's ever good is if you have like a Horn of Greed to go with it. So I lead off, done with Edric. He spins out a Mana Vault into Life from the Loam. I guess that's another way. Horn of Greed, Life from the Loam, and Crucible Worlds. But he seems to be missing some mana, so I get down with Vault into Edric and make a guy. He's loaming to build up some cards. And then I'm able to draw 3 more. Get down with Glenelendra and kill his Mark's Diamond with a blue up. So he goes for loam and I just counter it and he just gives up because he's never going to get mana before. Like, that game's not going to work too well for him. So that was the second game we played, and then the third game, I think this was the original game where he AFKs for like 10 or 15 minutes or something. Still playing his Azusa Lost But Sucking deck. So I get to go first in this game. So I lead off with Jiraga and move that right into a level up and a Skull Clamp equip. This Cobra comes down, but I'm able to... I just snap it to buy time, and then clone my Jiraga, and then with 2 mana off of the Cradle, I level it up. So now he's got the key card, the card that makes his whole deck work. Horn of Greed, so... It's a race against time for me now, so I get done with Edric and Oracle. I'm figuring Oracle with Horn of Greed is pretty good for me, so I've got a decent shot here of taking advantage of the Horn. But look what's on top, Nature's Claim. So he is able to play the Lotus Cobra and then play a land, draw a card off the Hog, get down with his Azusa, draw another card off the Hog, draw another card off the Hog while producing mana the whole time into a Mana Crypt. Which he uses to play Oracle, which allows him to play another land and draw another card. And he then plays Temple Bell. So that was kind of a crazy turn for him, all powered by the Hog. The only card that makes his deck even slightly viable. But it means that my plans to slow him down are pretty greatly... I'm going to have to recalibrate what I'm going to try to do here. I mean, I'm not going to be able to mana screw him at this point. Right? So first I play with an island that I drew and draw a card. I get done with a Signet and a Masticore, which allows me to take care of his Cobra and I play Tezzeret, searching for Winter Orb, pinning down all that land. And it also finds me a land on the top of my deck for Oracle to take advantage of. So, following that, I'm able to draw a couple of additional cards. And I pass the turn with 2 mana up, a Counterspell in my hand, and Masticore in play. I can't afford the Nature's Claim because I need the Counterspell, so anyway. He is going to get to do abusive things again, so he forces his spell to draw a card, which upgrades my Counterspell. Plays into his Hog, land, draw. Crop rotates, I allow it for Cradle. It was a risk because if he had gone and got Strip Mine, he could have Strip Mined. And then the best I could have done was Nature's Claim in response, but I wouldn't be able to actually counterspell. So anyway, but he went for that, knowing I have a Mana Drain. So I Mana Drain, and then he plays Howling Mine, and then like I think this is where he goes AFK. So at the beginning of my upkeep, When a score asks for food, I feed him a simic growth chamber. Draw for the mine. So we'll just write his forest for now. This is my deck. So, I'm able to play the 1 agreed games, and that's what it was, yeah. So, as soon as he sees the Sword of Feast or Famine, look what happens. He AFKs for like a really long time, finally allowing me to draw the sword. Then he goes back to AFK again. Look at the clock. Minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. This is what I mean about this guy. This is why he's blocked. It's just a complete D-bag here. 5 minutes. Every time I get an advantage, he goes AFK. So this is why I had so many other games where I trounced him like repeatedly because he pissed me off so much. I shouldn't let people do that to me, though. I really ought to be smarter than that. But yeah, I'm human too, I guess. So I sower as Azusa in order to continuously play lands this turn, and I mean two additional lands with the Horn of Greed out, you know. So I'll take Azusa, the last bit sucking. Look at this, more time. Now we're down to 8 minutes on his clock. I mean, even look at this, 7, 6, 5, 4 minutes, and then he loses due to inaction. So this is how obviously like a mature player handles a defeat with sportsmanship. Not really. Anyway, the game certainly was over. He could have just right-clicked and conceded. Instead, he made me sit for almost 15 minutes, and then conceded anyway, virtually, by doing nothing. So, real idiot on my blacklist. And that's the end of our speed games this time. But I hope you did enjoy watching a few of the fun things that Edric can do. Obviously, I have made some changes by adding Oracle of Moldai in there, Curse Catcher in there. Oracle is just one of those cards that, because it's a rule-breaking card, and it really comes down to, like, is the rule I'm breaking important to me? And I think it probably is in Edric. It basically turns all future lands that I draw into Mox Signals, where I'm able to play both a land and another mana source, which you could do with a Mox Land. So, it also draws additional cards. Exploration, if you shave off 3 mana, would do the same thing that Oracle does as far as the extra lands go. But it doesn't come with the elf body, which can attack and draw cards, and the ability to play them off the top. I think that's worth the extra 3. Otherwise, it run Exploration. The other thing about Oracle that's cool is it's pretty absurd with Crucible Worlds, where you're able to like strip mine, or sackline. That's some awesome stuff. The other thing you can do is occasionally like, pop an Arbor out, clamp it, draw some cards, and if you don't find any lands, pop an Arbor back out, clamp it, draw some cards, stuff like that. So, yeah. Those are the changes I've made. Still not 100% on Curse Catcher, but I think he's probably the good stuff. He's certainly in plenty of legacy Merfolk decks, and while he is a Merfolk for them, I don't think that's the main reason for him being in there. It's just his disruptive power, and when you combine that with Spiketail Hatchling, Arreo, Glenelendra, all creatures who disrupt my opponent's ability to develop, it seems to be a pretty powerful mix. So, anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.